Unconditional surrender. The 29th of April 1945 was the beginning of the end for the Germans in Caserta in northern Italy. Representatives of General von Wietinghoff and SS General Wolf, Commander-in-Chief of all German troops in Italy and the western part of Austria, arrived to sign the unconditional surrender. The surrender in Caserta put an end to any hope of continuing the struggle in southern Germany. Lieutenant General Morgan signed in the name of the Allied High Command on behalf of Field Marshal Alexander. As the documents which sealed the fate of the last German army in southern Europe were signed, almost 1 million men were handed over. The Russian, British and American officers present maintained a stony silence. That was the army of the South. 5 days later, on the 4th of May, the armies in the North surrendered unconditionally to Field Marshal Montgomery. Here, Grand Admiral von Friedeberg, representative of Grand Admiral Dönitz, was conducted through the British lines with his staff to document Germany's complete and final defeat in the name of the Wehrmacht. After Grand Admiral von Friedeberg, the instrument of surrender is signed by Infantry General Kinzel. The instrument is signed on behalf of the Allies by Field Marshal Montgomery, the victor of Egypt, Libya, Tunisia and Belgium. With Germany's unconditional capitulation, he has won his final, decisive victory. 3 days later, on the 7th of May, the last scene of the long struggle is played out in this simple schoolhouse in Reims. The representatives of the Allied High Command hand over the terms under which the last German forces must surrender unconditionally. General Jodl signs for Germany. General Bedell-Smith signs for the Allies. For General Eisenhower, this represents the end of a long period of careful planning and work. On the 8th of May, the surrender in the East is ratified in Berlin. Field Marshal Keitel. Field Marshal Zhukov reads out the terms. Field Marshal Keitel signs for the Wehrmacht. Grand Admiral von Friedeberg. General Spaatz of the United States Air Force. Air Chief Marshal Tedder of the Royal Air Force. Field Marshal Zhukov signs for the Red Army. The French General de Lattre de Tassigny. In the East, the West, the North and the South, the war has ended. Germany concedes defeat. In Lüneburg, the news is announced. As in many German towns, here too, the population assembles in the town square and hears through the Allied military government's loudspeakers that the war is over. The Nazi regime and the German Wehrmacht have capitulated unconditionally to the Allied expeditionary forces.